Our top story tonight, a next weather alert. An atmospheric river is moving into Southern California, bringing the threat of significant rain, high winds, and flash flooding.
There's also a threat of mudslides and debris flow in the mountains and foothills, making it particularly dangerous for the neighborhoods in the burn scars.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Pat Harvey.
And I'm Rina Shabazi.
And our CBS LA team is covering this storm tonight. We begin with meteorologist Evelyn Tapp. She's in the next weather sphere.
Pat, Rina, I mean, we are in for days of rain. Our next weather alert has now been extended through Friday at this point, and we could see anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of rain over our burn scars. So that continues to be, again, primary concern. Now, let's take a look at your future cast right here. I'm taking a snapshot of the 7 a.m. hour, now 8 a.m. hour tomorrow. We're expecting some of the heaviest rain to move through. In fact, we're looking at downpours through South Orange County, Mission Viejo, San Bernardino. Nobody spared at this point, and really the morning is going to be pretty hairy for all of Southern California. We do have a next weather alert that's continuing again through Friday. Flooding is a huge concern as we move through the next few days. So you'll see that right there. So we've got flood concerns, a flash flood watch, and flood advisories already up ahead of the storm. I want to take you through the first few hours of Futurecast just to give you an idea of when the storm is getting here. 2 a.m., 4 a.m., and then you'll see by 6 a.m., this is where we're expecting some of the heaviest rain to move through. By 7 a.m., still very heavy, but a lot of the heaviest rain headed to the south. We're going to continue to take you through the rest of your Futurecast coming up in a little bit, but we do want to check in with our Luzdelia, who is out in the Palisades and still tracking storm prep since yesterday at this point. How does it look out there?
Well, we are starting to get some rain coming down. A little earlier, it was raining a little heavier. It's lightened up a little bit. But, you know, this is what people have prepared for days ahead of the rain coming through. They have stacked sandbags, they have put some wood barriers, and folks continue kind of stopping by here to pick up what they need. We are on Sunset Boulevard near Station 69. What we can tell you is that people are prepared, though they are worried for what's to come. For communities near burn scar areas, the threat goes far beyond rain. In Malibu, people living in evacuation warning zones are working against the clock to get their hands on sandbags.
It's going to be 25 is the limit.
Nicolas Lopez lives in the Malibu foothills near the burn scar area and knows firsthand how dangerous things can get.
A lot of mud, a lot of flooding. What I worry, you know, that it gets really into the houses, you know, that's going to be a big problem.
We followed him home, where he stacked sandbags in vulnerable areas, adding he's in an evacuation warning area and is prepared to leave if conditions turn dangerous.
Already cleaned all the gutters, you know, I remove all the leaves so the water can go through. Yes, and putting sandbags everywhere where I can.
But he isn't the only one.
Here, let me help you guys. That would be wonderful.
We saw Ed and Marcia Horowitz at Fire Station 23 on Sunset Boulevard and helped them shovel, fill, and load sandbags into their car.
10 bags, but whatever you can do for us would be helpful.
They live in an evacuation warning area in the Pacific Palisades and tell us while they are sitting tight for now, they are ready to leave at a moment's notice.
Thank you. God bless you.
And above neighborhoods like this, huge tarps now blanket exposed hillsides, temporary protection against mudslides triggered by heavy rain on burned terrain. Public Works officials tell us more than 1,000 sandbags have already been distributed to residents just outside of the Malibu Library since Sunday and have about 800 more to give to hold residents until the next storm.
I hope it's not going to be so bad like last time.
And a lot of people tonight will be having one eye in the sky, the other on the foothills, and of course staying extra vigilant, especially if they're around the burn scar area. City officials urging everyone to stay informed and of course to be safe out there. Reporting live in Pacific Palisades, Luzdelia Caballero, CBS LA.
Thank you so much, Luzdelia. Now, the other January fire zone, of course, in Altadena. People there living with the same fears about heavy rains and mud flows.
Sheriff's deputies encouraging those living in some spots to leave before the heavy rain starts. CBS LA's Rina Nakano is live in Altadena with more on the warnings. Rina.
Good evening, ladies. Let me just say that if it was raining right now, I would definitely not be in this exact location, because look how powerful the water could come down this hill. It goes through these K-rails and curves a path right here onto the side of the hill. And then the water gets directed down towards the K-rails that you see on this street. And thank goodness for that, because if it wasn't for them, the houses across the street would be in big trouble.
Hi, sir. Good morning. How are you?
Sheriff's deputies from the Altadena station out in full force, door-knocking residents in Eaton Canyon.
We have certain homes that we've identified that are under mandatory evacuation orders.
Those are the homes Public Works identified as having the highest risk of being flooded or inundated with mud and debris flow. Just down the hill, K-rails are strategically placed.
They're doing exactly what they're designed to do: direct the mud flow as they come down the hill, direct it in the street, channel it down, let gravity do its work for us, and then keep the home safe.
Deputy Castro just visited Steve Schler, who lives in the warning area.
There's a high risk of debris and mud flow just in case.
He and his family just moved back into their home after almost a year of rebuilding.
We've been remediated, we painted, we tore down to the studs in some rooms, rebuilt rooms, but we're back.
He says he was hoping for a dry Christmas, but is thankful he lives in what he calls a lucky spot where the K-rails block the flow.
Because all the mud flows, and it does flow, goes around the house and down the street, never comes up here.
Because of that, he says he will not be evacuating. He'll spend his Christmas hunkered down in his newly remediated home.
So much better than spending it in an Airbnb that's a third this size, no room for a tree, and just wasn't home. You know, it's so great to spend Christmas at home. We fought hard to make it in time.
And back out here live, as the Next Weather team has been telling us, the heaviest rain in this area of Altadena will be late tonight into tomorrow. So people planning to leave are being told to do it before the rain. Sheriff's deputies say that once it does begin to pour, let these K-rails do their job by directing the flows onto the street. Do not drive into the street and block the flows. They say if you do stay, definitely shelter in place. Live in Altadena, I'm Rina Nakano. I'll send it back to you, Mike Rogers.
Hey, Rina, yeah, here at the desk, we are tracking some of those evacuations all throughout the region, because it's important to note that different places mean different things for different people. I want to jump into my computer here. We'll narrow some of this down for you here as we look at this. Now, what you're going to notice here is even though there are mandatory evacuations in place, everything on our map is showing up yellow. And the reason I want to point that out to you is because, especially in the Palisades burn scar, the way they have done the mandatory evacuations is a very specific property by property evacuation. So you won't see the whole zone turn red and issue it as a mandatory evacuation. But there are several mandatory evacuations in this area. In relation to this area, we also have Orange County as well, in the Trabuco Canyon area, Bell Canyon area, and Bell Canyon, Orange County, not Bell Canyon, LA, and Ventura County, the one down south. That's all as a result of the airport fire. So there are mandatory evacuations down there. Really quickly, I just want to show you, and let me refresh this really quickly, some of the travel headaches that we've been dealing with. Oh, Caltrans is going to freeze up on me. There it is. Up in the Grapevine. So things are moving better now than they were. There was at one point a stalled big rig, or a crash with a big rig up there that made traffic come to a standstill. Now, this is the only place that I've been able to find in our counties where the roads are wet. And of course, the Grapevine is not a great place for that to happen. So we are monitoring that very closely. We'll continue to watch the roads and any other weather conditions that come with it.